Yeah, we're chilling.
We're chilling? All right.
This is foolproof. Absolute foolproof.
All right, what's up, guys? Episode 3 redo. So yeah, we took off last week because I was in Japan for a bit. Yeah, but we're sorry for last video. Like the camera was on slow mo, so Matt had to like readjust that, and then our mics went off. It was like everything went. We're holding a mic that doesn't work. So these mics are hooked up to a USB-C to a laptop. And we didn't know that when the laptop turns off because of like power time thingy.
Yeah, like the screen like goes to sleep and stuff.
And the mics turn off with it.
I thought if the screen went to sleep, the program would be running, right?
Yeah, because it's plugged in, so it's not on like hibernation mode or anything.
Yeah,
so
it's like if your computer like running Spotify or something, the screen turns off, the music still plays.
It still plays, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that went off. So halfway through the video, the mics changed, and that's why the audio quality was kind of bad. And then because the video's in slow mo, the quality was like 188p, like 240p.
It was really bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. But you can still hear us. So yeah, but welcome back, episode 3, table 3 now. We have these unsponsored waters. Eventually, hopefully, we get them sponsored.
Yeah, you gotta have your unsponsored podcast water.
Yeah, hopefully we get Kirkland on there, and then one day we'll get to Fiji.
I don't think we're getting Kirkland.
No, not even Kirkland.
Maybe Sam's Club.
Maybe Sam's Club.
Yeah, we love Sam's Club here.
Yeah. So I want to eventually get to Fiji. Do you think that's possible? We get to Fiji?
Like the water brand? I was thinking of the place, honestly. Let's film in Fiji. I'm down.
All right, let's film in Fiji. Okay. If we can't get Fiji water, we'll get Fiji podcast eventually. Anyways, so yeah, this is episode 3. How's your week been?
My week?
Or last week? How's last week been?
My last week's been like, it's been pretty chill. Nothing special. Nothing new.
Nothing new? Did you go somewhere last week?
Did I go anywhere last week?
Was there not an event last week?
There was no event last week.
No? I thought that was something, we had like when it was 2 weeks ago, we had the League Cup, Lorcana Cup.
Oh, and yeah, we had the Lorcana Cup on Saturday. The Lorcana
One Piece Store Championship.
Yeah, One Piece Store Championship last Saturday and Lorcana Cup last Saturday.
Yeah, how was that? You worked that event.
Yeah, I worked that.
Yeah.
Nothing special, I guess. Straightforward tournament. I think Nami won.
Nami won?
Nami won our One Piece Store Championship.
Because the Store Championship, the Store Regionals is a little different on how we can register people. We have to go off a lottery system, and then after the lottery system, the wait list has to be lottery as well, and then we can take someone that's waiting in line. So there's multi queuing methods, and it was like a disaster at least for Johnny, because I know for us usually we just do in-person wait lists, and like some people sign up and they just don't show up. So like, hey, Steven, are you here? Steven, calling once, twice. All right, next person, and then just go down the list like that, and that's kind of annoying for like 100. If you do it like 100 times, because I'm pretty sure people sign up and just don't show up, because why not sign up? It's free.
Actually, a lot of people signed up, and a lot of people did not show up.
Yeah. So how far, there's a lot of
we didn't even go down the wait list.
Yeah.
We were at some point, we were like, all right, you're on the wait list, get in here. You're just in, no questions.
Yeah.
And then we did the lottery for like the last like 2-3 spots.
Okay, yeah, because it's like, I don't know why they do that. I guess it's to be fair. I think for Lorcanas, what we do is that if you play in our Thursday locals, you can sign up for the event for Saturday, even though no one signed up for Lorcana for whatever reason. But I think that's the most fair. Like you prioritize people that come to your locals regularly. They did the same thing for UA, the Super Pre-release for Bleach and Hunter x Hunter. Out of the 16 players that were signed up, I think 13 of them were not from the area.
No, specifically the Hunter x Hunter ones were like super empty.
Yeah.
Like only 2 people that signed up like showed up.
Yeah.
And then the other 6 were people that were just at the store already.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you have spots? I've got nothing to do. Okay.
Yeah. But prior to the event, it was already full.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like absurd. I recall for the Sunday one for Bleach or Hunter x Hunter, 4 or 5 that I talked to were not from the area, and they called in making sure like, hey, you guys are not like doing any funny business, right? You guys going off the wait list. We're like, yeah, like we have to. We do the lottery system. And they're like, oh, okay, because I'm driving in for 2 hours away. Like, hopefully, like you guys are not juicing me, because
some 2 hours away.
Yeah. Oh, it was like Six Flags area, and it was traffic. Yeah, it's like Sunday, like it was at 5 o'clock, so like afternoon traffic going to dinner.
Yeah.
So those guys, drove pretty far away, and I'd never seen them before in my life. I'm like, oh, where are you coming from? They're like, oh, from Six Flags area. So that's like Santa Clarita, the city. I usually when I see new players, like I ask them, hey, are you new here? Like, oh yeah, and they're like, oh, where do you usually play at? And I kind of kind of get them to come in more often, right? And they're like, oh, for $6, like, okay, my whole bit's done. Like, no more trying to recruit you to my locals, because like it's like you're not driving 2 hours to go play locals, right?
No, that's crazy.
So talking about like going to locals. So the topic today actually, this is actually a really good segue, is for you, Matt. What is important for you for locals to have for you to keep going to locals? Like what's like a key item for you, or you prioritize the things in your list that you want to have locals have for you to keep coming?
My top 2 things that a local
Top
needs
2.
to have.
Okay.
There's 2 very important things.
Okay.
A very strong sense of community.
Okay.
I need to go there, and I need to not feel like a stranger.
Not feel, but then like if you're going there the first time, you're going to feel like a stranger.
Yeah. But I actually would never go to like a random locals by myself.
Oh, okay. So
I would always bring somebody.
Luckily you have a brother.
Yeah, that's quite convenient.
That's
So
so
I'm
convenient.
never going to a new locals alone.
Okay. So I mean, you're still new, right? So even though it's just you and your brother going to a new locals, you're still considered like a new kid in that area. So
Yeah.
what makes you feel like, oh, I'm gonna come back? Like, since you're saying community is one of the big items.
The second one's pricing.
Pricing, okay.
There's got to be like a decent level of pricing.
Okay.
Because realistically speaking, going to locals, you're trying to profit. You're trying to win out.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get something out of it. And if the pricing is not there, what am I really here for? I could have just practiced at home.
So let's say the pricing is garbage, but the community's nice. Like everyone's like very nice. So would that override the pricing to a certain extent?
I think if it was like a locals that was like 5 minutes away from me, really close to me, I think I'd still go.
Okay.
I would go. I don't even necessarily play in the locals tournament, but I'll still like hang out. Maybe I'll buy something, you know, be a good locals participant.
Okay. Since pricing is your number 2, what's good pricing and what's bad pricing?
There's like a logic to pricing, right?
Okay.
Most shops do.
So wait. Before he goes on, he's a TO, so
I
he's
don't-
he's experienced now on like how the breakdown works and like, oh, I need to make shop money. So coming from with this background, like now what he says is not bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't be like, I want to get $1 million for pricing. Obviously, that's not gonna happen. So we obviously both have experience running tournament organizing events. So Matt's opinion actually is credible. So go ahead, Matt. What's a good price?
I've got my sources.
Yeah, you guys. show me the Carfax.
Yeah. Most locals will prize out like majority of the entry into the pricing for that tournament. Our shop specifically gives out like at least 90 to 100% of the entry.
Okay, so let's say, for example purposes, $10 entry, 20 players. So you have $200 prize pool. What is a good what is a good prize out?
In a scenario where a box is like 100, that's 3 boxes, right? If a box is like $80, that's almost 4, right? Almost 4 boxes.
80 times 4 is 320.
320. That's like almost 4 boxes.
So $200 of entry, you give $320 of prizing.
Oh wait, $200 of entry?
Yeah, it's
Oh, I lost the number somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, $200, $80 a box. That's like 2.5. So no, that is 2.5 boxes.
That's 2.5. That's 160, 240. That's exactly 200, right? Yeah, exactly 200.
Yeah.
So you gave out 100% of entry to prizing.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you guys don't know, games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think Bandai games, you're not allowed to give out store credit as prizing. So for those games, you have to lock in with like packs. So that's why Matt used the example of 2.5 boxes, right? You're not allowed to give like $180 store credit. That's just in the tournament policy book, and we cannot break that. If we do break that, we get caught. We lose our OTS status. So if you're questioning why your store does not give store credit out, that's 100% why. If they are giving store credit out, send me their store and I'll send them an email to Konami. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I'm not a snitch. Ain't no snitch out here.
No.
So so if they're giving a store credit out, I would probably be in hush hush because store credit is sometimes a lot better than packs.
I think store credit is actually always better than like physical packs.
Except for the time when the packs are more than the store credit.
Yeah.
So like sometimes they give 120% of the prize pool to packs because the profit margin's there, right? Anyways, so that was for packs. So he said 2.5 boxes, so it's about 100% on physical product. How about for store credit? What's your number for store credit?
Honestly, I would still prize out 100% of the store credit.
So $200 in store credit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it's it's super easy to convert.
Yeah.
I'm not really like, even if we took like $10 for profit, I would still price out like at least 90%.
So it'd be like 180 at minimum.
Yeah, 180 minimum.
Yeah. So.
But never over the 200 mark.
Oh yeah, good store credit. Yeah, like, what am I doing?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm getting fired today.
Yeah, just giving out free money, I guess.
Yeah. So actually, this is my interview with Matt right now. I'm just making sure he's not giving us extra prize in here. I'm like, all right, Matt, you did a good job.
Hey, nobody called me out. I've always played by the book.
All right, he did good. He did good. That's the breakdown of total prize pool giving to the player. How about the top 8, top 4 breakdown for how much each person getting?
Generally, first always gets half of the prize pool.
Okay, so you're like top heavy.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's say second, third, fourth.
I think normally I would go like another like 25% to second, and another half of that for fourth.
12,
I just
12
keep,
and a half, 12 and a half. Okay.
I just keep working it down that way.
Okay. So you always try to do more top heavy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually a really interesting topic that a lot of other stores talk about, how they want to prize out players. If you're top heavy, usually means that you're more a competitive store. If you're more flatline, means that you're more of a community store. So like let's say first place gets like 30%, and then second place gets 20%, and then you kind of flatline it more. They value more community. In this sense, I don't think either is wrong. People want to compete. I think especially in the LA area, people want to compete versus like people that are more casual. They want to be more community, because I'm sure like if you're a bad player, not a bad player, but like you're a casual player, you just want to have prizing. You just want to get something out of it, even though it's like, your money back. So I get it. But I'm a competitive player, so I like top heavy. So I'm guessing you like top heavy as well.
Very top heavy, yes.
Yeah, very top heavy, yes. So that's good pricing. What is bad pricing?
Bad pricing, I would just define as giving out less than 50%.
Less than 50%?
I'm not going to name names, but I've seen some locals give out less than 50% of entry.
Okay, so that means a $10 entry, 20 players, you're giving out $100 of store credit / pricing. Okay, so that means in your scenario, 50%, that first place guy gets $50, the second place guy gets $25, and third, fourth gets $12.50.
Yeah.
They get their entry back. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I get it where like you gotta keep your powers on, but that's kind of like a lot of money you're juicing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a lot of juice.
it's a lot of juice. I mean, it's okay because the larger the player pool goes, right, the more money's in the pot now. So like let's say it's like 40 players. Now you're supposed to be $400 prize pool, and now it's only giving out 200. That looks really bad.
Yeah,
versus
it's
like
pretty bad.
But if you did 10 players and you only give out like $50, it doesn't look too bad.
No,
right?
it's not that bad.
But like the bigger the community goes, the worse it looks.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So in your eyes, anything above 50% is decent.
I would say it's
bare minimum.
Bare minimum, 50%.
Yeah, 50%. Okay. The reason I asked is we actually made a poll. We made a poll for the people to vote in our on Instagram. People vote what's their most important things in the locals, and I think the first one was chill, like having a chill place to play and a community. Because you don't want to, even if your place prizes out 100%, 120%, and everyone's a douchebag, I would not want to go there.
No.
Yeah, I would go there because I would go there if I want to feel abused, or like if they're maybe like because it's so high prize pool, you usually get more competitive players, so you'll go there for practice. But I wouldn't go there just to like call my home.
Yeah.
So a lot of people voted chill. Pricing wasn't actually one of the things on the list, because you're thinking about it as a player.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of our community or a lot of people that voted are not players; they're more collectors. And the second thing they voted was having things to buy. So like I think
buys pretty good.
Yeah, because I think driving for 20, 30 minutes and going to a store and not having anything to buy, it's kind of like, what did I do? Like, why did I come here? And that's a consistent thing where you keep coming and there's nothing to buy, like they're not going to come anymore. Like if you go to our shop and there's no singles, like what's the point, right? Or there's no main set, what's the point? Because we were dry for One Piece for a long time. Like during set 4 or 5, like we had nothing to sell. And they're like, oh yeah, One Piece? And I was like, no. Like, how'd you feel when a customer came out and asked you, like,
Oh, if we have something we just don't have yet?
yeah, and they're like,
I'm
oh, do
just-
you have this? No. Do you have this? No. Do you
Yeah,
have
I'm
this?
just
No.
like, sorry, bro. I after that, I just recommend the stores.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, go check out this guy, go check out those guys. They might have something.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
call ahead though. I always tell them to call ahead.
Call ahead. Yeah, true. That's funny because like usually it's I wouldn't say it's a big no, not to recommend the stores, but like you kind of recommend to your competitor, right? But at some point where like you can't provide the help or the want, you have to like do something about it, where you have to recommend another store. Right?
Yeah,
And,
I do feel it's like it's bad manners to not help the customer.
yeah, exactly. Usually stores like Core TCG, they usually have a lot of One Piece, like for like because they get a lot more than us. We usually recommend Core TCG in Pasadena to go get more product. We don't have it, especially like Grand Archive and One Piece. We don't have. Sometimes we run out really quickly, and they have still stock. We tell them like, hey, just call Core TCG up and see if they have product. And another one is always like Frankenstein's. That's always
Frankenstein's.
that's easy like recommendation because we're not actually recommending like a single store. We're recommending the whole like warehouse. That's always a recommendation for me when people ask me, hey, do you guys buy sports? Easy,
Yeah.
Frankenstein's.
Frankenstein's.
Frankenstein's, or if we buy white shorts, we don't buy white shorts. We're home white shorts singles. Frankenstein's. Even though there's only 2 booths at Frankenstein's, at least there's 2 booths there. So the second item was going back track. The second item was having product to buy. The third item was if we buy cards. So Matt here is a buyer, and usually I don't understand why stores don't do this, but some stores don't buy cards. And I find that very strange because like where do you get product from? Because I'm gonna say 90% of the stuff in our store like not sealed is from
buying
like 100%.
Yeah,
like 95% probably is from
we buy
buying.
so much.
We buy so much, yeah. So on days that are Johnny, the other owner's not here, Matt is in charge of like a secondary buyer, and he's like busy in the corner,
just doing calculations, handing out cash.
Yeah.
We hand out a lot of cash.
Yeah, a lot of cash. Obviously, we also do store credit, but cash is king, or where people just want to buy, like use cash to go do something with it, like something other than card games with it, like
buy gas.
Buy gas, yeah. buy gas is a popular one, or they have a rent due, or what else would be one? School's coming up, so they had to buy books. Things that are not card game related, they usually go with the cash. Even sometimes like they would get the cash and then like circle around and buy something with the cash. Like store credit. So it's quite interesting people. Because store credit we do give a little more than cash. Some stores don't buy cards, so I don't know where they get the inventory from.
I think it might be like a manpower thing.
Oh, okay, maybe, yeah. I never thought about it that way. Where like they only have one worker and you can't buy cards.
You have to like buy cards, you have to like sell them. Sometimes you upload them to your TCG player, ship them out. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. So luckily here we have at least 3 people on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays where a lot of people come in for our events, and we have at least 1 buyer, if not 2 buyers, and then we have Steven running back and forth, unfortunately, by himself on retail with the wall of customers. So yeah, that was number 3. And so I said chill, buying, selling, and then the last one was like tournaments, having the event for them to play, not necessarily prizing, but I guess prizing was part of it. We never had a complaint about prizing, except for like when we had like One Piece was like OP1, OP2, and like booster packs were like $20 a pack. So you would play like a 60-man locals and get like 4 packs.
That's
like for pricing.
crazy.
So it's crazy. Like, I mean, what do you want me to do, right? Like the packs are $20.
Can't give store credit.
Yeah, can't give store credit. And they always argue like, oh, MSRP, but like we didn't get an MSRP because these are restocks. Yeah, hopefully that you players out there understand where we're coming from, and hopefully, we're not juicing you guys. Like when these boxes are going up in price, it's not because we just want to make money. It's because we got the boxes at a little lower than that price. Even though like the initial phase, like 2 weeks ago, was at 140. Now like the box are 200. It's like it's not our fault. It's just supply and demand.
Yeah.
So so those are the 4 main categories or 4 main things that a store people voted on. If you had to rank those 4, well, how do you rank those?
I think that making sure there's product. What was the third one?
It was it was community, which is like it being chill.
Yeah.
Having stuff to sell. Having
do we buy cards?
Buy cards. Do you buy cards? Having a buyer. Also, percentage matters, but we'll talk about that. The 4th one was tournaments, like having your game or having your game on the day that you need it to be. So how do you rank those 4?
I would definitely community tournaments. And product and if they buy cards are probably both like the same to me on the bottom because both of them don't really affect me personally.
Okay.
But I think that's because I'm more of a competitor. So I'm only looking for like events. I'm looking for tournaments.
I see.
I'm not like a collector when I'm trying to buy stuff.
Okay. So for you specifically, it's since you're not a collector, those things get shifted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure like if you're a Pokemon player, let's put you in a Pokemon collector. What would be your like?
If I was trying to like
If you're-
master set 151, forget community. Do they have product? Do they have singles? I need them.
I need them, and I need to sell my singles
I
to
need to
get
sell
more
my
money to buy more
singles.
singles.
Yeah.
So that'll be 1-2 for you.
Yeah.
And then community would just be. It can also be community. Can be not only the players, but like the customer service you're getting as well. Like I'm pretty sure that's pretty important. Like if a store has product for me to buy and I can sell, but they're a douchebag to me, they're talking down to me.
I'm not
selling
there.
to you, bro. Like
If we're talking about the community as in like the store staff, I think that's always got to be number one.
okay, so that's always number one, no matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if we're looking at like community as like, oh, who are the people that go to the store? Then as a collector, I don't really care. I'm just trying to get my stuff.
True, because you're not really trading
Yeah.
with other players. So yeah, I think also trading's been like, kind of falling off. Like at least in our store, no one really trades like Pokemon cards. They just come to the counter. I want that, and then they leave. So for you, no matter what, the community for the shop is like number one.
Yeah.
I've definitely been to my fair share of bad stores where like they kind of I won't even say talk down to you, but like they talk to you as if you don't know anything. I guess, is that talking down to you?
I feel like that's talking down to you.
But like I don't know if it's coming from a place of like I'm better than you, because talking down to you means I have to be above you to talk down to you, right? I think it's more of like they just didn't ask where my skill level is at and like change their talking demeanor to match it, right? Because like I walked in the store and then the guy asked me, hey, what do you play? And I was like, I don't really play card games, but I'm trying to pick up One Piece. Like I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And the guy was like, oh, we have One Piece events, and then you enter $10 and you get a pack, and then start explaining like the whole thing. I'm like, bro, I just told you I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I know how tournaments work. I know how tournaments work, right? Like he's telling me how Swiss works, and like, oh, there's no single nation, and like
Swiss to you.
Yeah, he's trying to explain what he's mansplaining to me.
That's hardcore mansplaining.
Yeah, but there's times where they don't ask me like, oh, where are you coming from, right? And then they talk like telling me the whole thing because I didn't tell them where my level is, right? But if I told you, hey, I played tournaments before, and you still talk to me like that, it's like you just want to like
you just hate me.
Yeah, you just want to like just talk down to me like as if I don't know anything, and that's like. Oh, that gave me like a really bad taste in my mouth already. And I was like, oh, I'll never come back here. Yeah, because like no matter, I didn't even get to join the tournament to see how the pricing was, right? That was like very, very unattractive for a place for me to play. Because then like, how is he gonna be when I try to sell a card to him?
Yeah.
How's he gonna be when I want to buy a card from him? Like I haven't done a physical transaction with him yet, but he's already talking like this. So that was like, okay, I'm never coming back. So yeah, that was my experience with that. So how was we're gonna run back to 2023 because Matt came to our store for the BCS event, the first shop challenge we had for Vanguard, and that's the first time we met. So how was it when you guys came to our store? Like how did the ambience feel? How did like the staff feel to you? And obviously the community was your community already, so that didn't count. But how was it when you came to our store?
Yeah, we came with like our whole group of friends because there was a shop challenge. And we've heard of their store before because you guys vended that one Vanguard regional.
Oh yes. So we did vend the Spring Fest right before the shop challenge. So you heard of us, okay?
So we were like, oh yeah, let's go. And the first thing we found out was like there was negative parking.
Negative what?
Negative parking.
Negative parking. Yes, no parking. It was street parking.
I parked in front of like 2 houses.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right.
Okay.
We go in the store. It's like just one big lane of tables.
Yeah.
And the other side's all retail stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty nice.
Okay.
Like no matter where you sat, you could always stare at like product.
Okay.
I remember that I would be sitting like at a table and it'd be like my opponent's doing whatever they're doing, right? And I'm like, I'm not really paying attention, honestly. They'll get to their end board. Tell me when they start doing something.
You're looking behind it?
Yeah, I'm looking behind it. I'm like, what do they got over there?
That's crazy. There's disrespect on this guy. I paid attention to his opponent. Okay, what else?
And I always thought that was pretty cool because I was like, oh, I have something to look at.
Okay.
Normally at a local, locals, you're in a room, maybe there's like posters or something, and at some point you're like, I don't want to look at these posters anymore.
Okay, how about the staff?
The staff,
Yeah.
always been really friendly, always been really cool. Especially you're always really kind to the Vanguard people because you love money.
I love money. This is the first event though. I didn't know what Vanguard was. We had actually 0 Vanguard product on the wall. Yeah, so that was first event. So what was like for you, I guess?
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was definitely cool enough to the point where we kept coming back.
Okay. Yeah. So after that point, they're like, hey, can you run Vanguard again? And I get this request a lot from people asking us to run events, especially after like a shop challenge. And I'm like kind of really hesitant, but I'm like, oh yeah, if you guys show up, I'll run it again. This happened with Battle Spirits, happened with Weiss, this happened with We Cross. Where we're like, okay, next week we'll fire it Sunday, same time, same exact schedule, like Sunday 12 o'clock, run it again, and no one shows up next week, and it seems like they only showed up for the shop challenge, that one special event, and it's like, well, you guys said you were gonna come out, so why didn't you guys come out? And so that's why I'm really hesitant on like asking when people ask, hey, can you run this event? And I'm like, yeah, if you guys show up, I mean, I'll run it, whatever. And they never show up, and then just take off the calendar. But these guys just kept showing up, like they're addicted to the game or something.
Yeah, we are addicted to the game.
Yeah, they just kept showing up every week, and I'm like, what the hell? And it grew. I'm like, this is an infection. Like, how is it growing? Like, where are these people coming from? It's great that we actually got to build a community out of nothing, which is really unheard of because Yu-Gi-Oh! Usually there's already a scene, and One Piece is already a scene. But to build something from nothing is kind of crazy, and I give Matt credit for that. And Jesse, which is R.I.P. Jesse. I give him a lot of credit for them too. So yeah, that's community and on the staff side as well. So tournaments, people voted what day they wanted tournaments.
Yeah.
Right. Matt and Steven has been at the beginning of before they started working here, they asked me for another day in Vanguard, and I said no. And I specifically said no because if we were to do 2 days, I felt that the community would be split on 2 days, and the numbers we bring in on one day will not be a larger number, right? So right now we get like 20, 30 players for Vanguard. If I were to split it to 2 days, I feel like it'll be 10 to 15 players per day. And 10 players is not as great as 30, especially if you're doing a small card game like that where it's niche. Whereas niche, I feel like having 30 players makes it seem like it's an event, like a small little regionals every event, every Sunday. So that's why I kept it to 1 day. Versus like games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And One Piece, we have multiple days because it's more competitive.
I know that players that live in the area, they only go to our locals.
Yeah.
There's no other Vanguard locals near in the area.
Yeah.
So, and I know another shop tried to start another locals on like a Monday.
Yeah.
And me and Steven did go for a little while.
Yeah.
But it was like hard to keep going on like a Monday night because that's like a school night. Steven's got school and stuff.
Was Monday night the problem? Was it was the time of day, or was it because like the community wasn't too big? Because let's say Monday night had 60 players. I'm gonna come out Monday night. That's a party, bro. I'm gonna go out every Monday night, right? So was it the time, or do you think it was the lack of numbers for you?
It was a lack of numbers, but I really liked the people because everyone that went to that locals on Monday were people that came to our locals on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So I already knew everyone.
If they had to pick, they're gonna pick Sunday, because why not? Unless you're busy, right?
Yeah, or they would go to both.
You go to both, okay.
I would see them on Sunday, and I would see them again on Monday.
Oh, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. You're going tomorrow? Like, yeah, we're going tomorrow. Yeah.
I would say like 30% or 40% of players are not from the area. And they're coming from Orange County, which is like an hour away. That's kind of crazy to have to drive an hour away to come to our locals. And it's not like we're the only locals for Vanguard. We are definitely one of few, but there is some locals in Orange County. But for them to drive up from Orange County to LA, that's like kind of crazy. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we're the only locals on Sunday in the area.
I feel like if I had a locals on Saturday, which they do in Orange County, they do have one on Saturday, I'm good for the week. I don't need to drive an hour to go play locals, but it's like, I think the reason they're going is because a lot of their friends are coming, and it's like 30, 40 players are coming on Vanguard. It's kind of like a mini event. I'm scared if that number drops, they're not gonna come out more. So that's the reason why we don't run 2 Vanguard days. So yeah. That's locals.
Was that our whole topic for the day?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Yeah, so that's the 4 things customer sees that are important to them in voting. For me, I'm kind of like on Matt's ranking system because I don't buy cards and I don't sell cards because I just don't. So it is for me is also community and then like prizing because so this is actually a bad podcast because we're both the same person here. And we have a collector here to to offset our vote. But yeah, for me it's also like community, pricing. Pricing not too much anymore because like I said in my last video, like I have a job now, so like the money doesn't really matter. I'm playing for fun. Buying, sometimes I want to buy something. Like for me, buying is sleeves. So if you have my color sleeves, I'll come buy. And selling, I don't buy cards enough to sell, so the selling doesn't really matter. So for me, community is really important because I grew up with this game, and I want to go to locals where I can see my friends every week. Because a lot of my card games and friends aren't from school. Like you grew up, you go to high school, you go to college. Like no one in my friend group plays card games. Like my real life. This is like my fake life. My card game life, like it's like my Matrix life. So my social life, I have no one play card game, like zero. I think you too, right? Besides your brother?
Yeah,
like
besides my brother. All my guy friends are normies.
Your normies, yeah.
They play League and Valorant.
They play League and Valorant, yeah. And I think a lot of even like Jonathan's friends are all like not card game players. So like yeah, so I get to see these guys once a week. It's kind of like when you go to church, like people.
Oh, this is church.
Yeah, this is church. Yeah, this is church. You go pray, pray to your RNG gods. Yeah, so like a lot of I know like Boy Scouts too. Like they don't have those Boy Scout friends or their church friends aren't from their high school or from their college. They're from church, and you only get to see them once a week. So it's when you see them, it's kind of cool. And then back when I was in college, I actually didn't go locals for a while, and the only time I saw them was during big events, so regionals and YCSs or BCSs, and that was really cool to see people like I haven't seen in like 3 months. Oh shit, how you guys been? And like after that, we get dinner and like we really get to catch up. So yeah, I consider them like my friends, and it's cool that community is really big. So we hope that at your card shops you guys have a community of friends and you guys can travel together. I love traveling to events and being in a room with someone for like 12 hours is pretty fun. And we got to like talk why you lost and why you won and celebrate together. Like, when Adam won the event, it was super sick.
Yeah.
And then he came back to the shop, it was super sick. Like, celebrating like Kyle winning an event. Everything was pretty cool. Yeah, so we hope that you guys have a place, you guys got to go home. This is our home, ProjectCCG. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Any last words? Any last thoughts?
Yeah, if you don't have any friends at your card shop, just come here. We'll be your friends.
Yeah, we'll be your friend. Now we'll be your friend. I think having a cool store owner or staff is really important. Your first friend is like the card shop staff that signs up for the tournament. So, it's really important that, the staff that signs people up is sociable because, they should recognize, hey, you're first time here. Like, hey, talk to these guys. These guys are cool. And you play this deck, you talk to this guy, he plays this deck. He can help you out with the deck. Back at my old store, when we went to, we did Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, we had to return a deck list for our locals, which is kind of absurd. But because we got to return a deck list, we were able to chit-chat with the guy for a bit.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, so it was kind of dumb, but at the same time, it was like, it made a friend, right? He'd be like, oh, you're playing this dumb deck? Like, or like, are you playing this card? Like, that's a pretty cool card. Like, oh, maybe you should play this card. So you got a little advice right before you turn your deck list. So yeah, his name was Esteban. He was at Savvy, so he was like one of my first acquaintance and / friend that I met at a card shop. Like Matt said, you don't have a cool card shop, you can definitely fly over to our shop in Alhambra, California, 339 South Garfield. And yeah, that's pretty much end the video. Subscribe. Hopefully we get sponsored water soon.
Yeah, we need that sponsored water.
Yeah, sponsored
I
water.
can't drink this brandless, tasteless water anymore.
It could be from the sink for all you guys know.
I don't trust no American tap water.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next one.